Honorable Tajuddin Abbas.
I so second.
I rise to humbly accept the nomination.
Is hereby declared the winner and returned elected as the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Legislative reform will be prioritized to strengthen our security institutions.
House resumes after summer recess, puts the challenge of insecurity in the country on the front burner.
The scenario further undermines Nigerian trust in the program if left unchecked.
And lawmakers worry over gross inefficiency at the National Health Insurance Authority, NHIA, may set up an investigative committee. You are on to House Tickets, a weekly program designed to bring you updates on the activities of your lawmakers at the House of Representatives. My name is Dehelia Mamza and I'm your guide. Lawmakers reassembled for plenary on the 24th of September 2024 after about 2 months of recess. Upon resumption, it attended to several motions and bills, a report of which we will bring you in the course of the program. Highlights include excerpts from the Speaker's trademark address to his colleagues, consideration of the FCT Supplementary Appropriation, as well as motions on health, infrastructure, and insecurity. All of these and more when the program begins in full. Please join us again after the break.
Hi, about that. The House will pay priority attention to participatory budgeting process and delivery, law reform, electoral reform, women's participation and inclusion in governance, among others.
Welcome back. When the House resumed on Tuesday, 24th September 2024, a letter from the Presidency was received seeking for the lawmakers' consideration of the 2024 Federal Capital Territory Authority supplementary budget proposals, urging them to consider and approve the additional appropriation bill.
This supplementary budget proposal has been prepared on the basis of the FCT's reviewed revenue and expenditure forecast and is aligned with the fiscal and developmental policies of the federal government and the renewed hope agenda. With it, the FCTA continues to prioritize improvement of human capital and infrastructure within the Federal Capital Territory.
However, the Speaker, Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, announced the death of Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, who represented Anambra South Senatorial District. Following this announcement, after which plenary was adjourned that Tuesday. A minute's silence was observed to honor the late senator before the adjournment.
May we stand and observe a minute's silence in his memory. May his soul rest in peace.
Senator Ifeanyi Ubah passed away on the 27th of July 2024 in London. The Speaker, Abbas Tajuddin, gave his trademark welcome address to his colleagues on Wednesday, 25th September 2024. In it, Speaker Abbas expressed the readiness of the House of Representatives to focus on the security and socio-economic challenges facing Nigerians. He listed some of the steps already taken by the House and the tasks ahead of the legislature.
Our efforts have addressed vital sectors such as electricity, healthcare, and financial accountability. But as we look forward, we must maintain momentum. In the incoming months, will prioritize economic reforms, youth empowerment, healthcare, infrastructure, and education.
Speaking on the economy, Speaker Abbas Tajuddin noted that Nigeria has demonstrated resilience and potential for recovery despite facing inflationary pressures and a high cost of living.
Notably, the nation achieved a commendable 3.19 GDP growth in the second quarter of 2024, with robust contribution from sectors like services and financial institutions. According to reports from the National Bureau of Statistics, this growth occurred in a challenging global economic environment and underscores the efforts to improve the economy. While unemployment and currency depreciation remains a major concern, international organizations like the IMF have acknowledged Nigeria's effort to diversify its economy and improve fiscal stability, signaling optimism for sustainable growth in the coming years.
The Speaker said the lawmakers must remain mindful that the progress they aspire to achieve can only be realized through strong collaboration with the executive arm of government.
While safeguarding our independence as a legislative body, we are committed to working in harmony with the executive for the greater good of Nigeria. Our joint efforts are vital to securing economic stability, enhancing security, and fostering national development. This partnership is anchored on mutual respect, transparency, and a shared vision for the future of our nation.
Speaker Abbas also stated that the current economic challenges being faced require urgent legislative action, and the House is committed to passing laws that drive recovery, attract investment, create jobs, and provide immediate relief through targeted social welfare programs. On the task ahead of it, the Speaker also noted that security remains a top priority for the House and safety and well-being of every Nigerian is non-negotiable. He then assured that the House will continue collaborating with the executive arm of government and relevant agencies to combat insecurity in all its forms.
Legislative reforms will be prioritized to strengthen our security institutions, ensuring they respond more to emerging challenges. We commend the President for signing the counter-terrorism bill into law, making a crucial step in strengthening our collective fight against insecurity across the nation. As previously committed, the House of Representatives will hold a high-level legislative security summit in the final quarter of this year. This summit will address Nigeria's urgent security challenges by bringing together key stakeholders, including executive, security agencies, policy experts, and civil society organizations.
The House observed a minute's silence to honor those who have lost their lives as a result of insecurity across the country.
May their soul rest in peace.
With that, the House settled for business of the day.
Committee on Internal Security.
We'll take a short break here, and when we return, more reports on other activities that transpired during plenary proceedings. Keep watching.
On other legislations during the week under review, the House on Wednesday, 25th September 2024, considered and passed the FCT Supplementary Appropriation Bill for second reading.
I rise to move that the House do suspend Order 12.
Representative Ibrahim Ayokule Isiaka moved a motion for the House to suspend its relevant rules to allow it commence and conclude work on the bill.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it.
Being an executive bill, the House leader, Professor Julius Ihonvere, led the debate wherein he explained that the bill seeks to ensure continuous development of the Federal Capital Territory as over 60% of the proposed budget is committed to capital projects.
We are witnesses to the new initiatives, the very bold steps being taken in the FCT, both in terms of human capital development, provision of basic amenities, trying to meet the SDG goals, and provide safety and security for our people in a way that has not been done before. So I want to urge my colleagues that this should be encouraged and recommended to other states and local governments in this country, that emphasis should be on areas that service the people, the communities and constituencies to improve the overall ambience and infrastructural growth and development to the service of the people.
There was no debate on the bill as it enjoyed the unanimous support of the lawmakers.
Should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it.
The bill was referred to the House Committee on Federal Capital Territory for more legislative inputs, and on Thursday, 26 September 2024, the House in the Committee of the Whole considered and passed the bill.
We approved clauses 1 to 5, the schedule and the long title of the bill.
This House do consider the report.
Chairman of the House Committee on FCT, Representative Mukhtar Aliu Betara, gave the synopsis of the report on the issuance of 280 billion naira only from Federal Capital Territory Administration Statutory Revenue Fund.
We approved clauses 1 to 5.
In summary, the House voted and approved clauses 1 to 15. To expedite action, the bill on the same day was read a third time and passed.
Bill read for the third time and passed.
The House saw the debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish the Federal College of Dental Technology and Therapy, Birnin Kebbi, Kebbi State, to provide for courses leading to the award of degrees, diplomas and certificates in dental technology, dental therapy and for related matters. The bill is sponsored by lawmaker Ibrahim Mohammed.
This bill for an act to establish the Federal College of Dental Technology and Therapy, Birnin Kebbi, Kebbi State, to provide for courses leading to the award of degrees, diplomas and certificates in dental technology, dental therapy and for related matters do be taken for a second time.
Those in support of this motion should say aye.
The bill got a yes vote without a debate and was referred to the House Standing Committee on Health Institutions.
The ayes have it.
And on motions for the week, the House on Thursday, 26 September 2024, mandated the Committee on Healthcare Services to investigate the cause of the alleged gross inefficiency of the National Health Insurance Scheme and recommended ways the scheme can be made to function more efficiently and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action.
The attitude of medical personnel and healthcare services.
The resolution adopted by the House was on the motion sponsored by Representative Kwamoti Bitrus Lowry on the need to investigate gross inefficiency of the National Health Insurance Authority (NHIA) for improved services delivery to Nigerians.
The scenario further undermines Nigerian trust in the program if left unchecked, and considering how crucial a healthy population is to the country's productivity, the purportedly demonizing treatment of enrollees and the regular out-of-stock or shortage of necessary medications and consumables in the majority of HMOs requires an urgent investigation. The enrolled patients are made to purchase out-of-stock drugs and consumables outside. They often do so without a refund or any form of compensation from the HMOs, which raises questions about the integrity of the scheme.
The House also resolved to mandate the Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance. The motion was adopted without a debate and was referred to the House Committee on Healthcare Services as well as Legislative Compliance.
The ayes have it.
I rise to seek leave of the Speaker.
Still on motions, Wednesday 25th September, the House under matters of urgent public importance considered a motion titled The Urgent Need for Intervention in the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital due to the devastating effects of the recent flood. The motion was brought to the floor of the House by Representative Amos Magaji Gwamna, who expressed his concern that even the Special Cancer Center at the hospital was submerged in the flood.
The University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital suffered extensive damage due to the flooding, making it inoperable and inaccessible to the public and displaced victims in need of tertiary medical care. Further note that the renowned cancer center in the facility, which is lauded as one of the largest in the country, was submerged in the flood, thereby damaging all high-end equipment in the center, while walls at the lower level of the facility were also severely flooded, including medical records, administrative records, files, among many other important documents.
Some of you have visited Maiduguri.
Several lawmakers made their contributions.
We have seen the oneness as a nation. We have seen contribution. We have received support from all walks of life. But still, the level of capital infrastructural damage caused by these incidents is huge. And we thank him for the motion and for the calling for the
Honorable Jimmy Benson.
But I want to put it
you have
on
disturbed Honorable Kuyewo
that everybody is part of us, and we have seen the brotherhood, particularly from my colleagues headed by you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, my addition is just simple. We have seen it in media. Some of us and some of you have visited Maiduguri. It's beyond what anybody can see in social media. Haven't heard this kind of position from the Maiduguri member and the constituents that are predominantly affected, headed by my friend Honorable Saitomi. I want to say that I want to call on the people of Nigeria, including people outside the country. An injury to humanity, irrespective of where it happens, is an injury to all. So I want to lend my voice on this subject matter by calling on philanthropies and other government institutions that still there is gap that is existing in Maiduguri where our citizens are suffering. That if we can come to the aid of the people again, just like it has been done by Mr. President, Senate President, Mr. Speaker, and other relevant stakeholders in Nigeria, I think the gap is not closed. I will call on the citizens of this country to continue to come to the aid of the affected victims of Maiduguri.
My amendment to this motion is that it's not only the Federal Teaching Hospital is affected, include the Correction Center in Maiduguri is affected and other hospital in Maiduguri. That this is a general problem according to my colleagues here. The intervention should be extended. In Maiduguri Correction Center, out of 281 inmates are nowhere to be found, and it's a threat to the national security. That as an intervention should be provided to rehabilitate and reconstruct the prison in Maiduguri as immediately in order to checkmate the security of the nation.
The federal government of Nigeria, under His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he should look into the issue of what transpired in Maiduguri and use his magnanimity and, leadership spirit by creating a huge amount of not less than 300 billion to the people around or more than 300 billion to the people of Borno State for what happens in Maiduguri.
My amendment is to the prayer is that the federal government should immediately take steps to address the reconstruction of the dam and other dams in the country. Number two is that the government, in their intervention, not only to the teaching hospital, but particularly to the palace of the Sheikh of Borno, whose the entire palace was seriously affected by the flooding.
The motion was voted on, and the House resolved, amongst other things, to call on the Federal Ministry of Health, Power, and all other relevant ministries and agencies to ensure due intervention, and that the relevant committees of the House should ensure compliance.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it.
A motion on the need to rehabilitate the road and bridges leading to the site of the ill-fated Bellevue Boeing 737-200 airline flight 210 from Lagos to Abuja was also considered by the House. It was brought to the floor by lawmaker Ibrahim Ayokunle Isiaka.
I don't 22nd of October 2005, the Bellevue Airlines Flight 210, a scheduled Nigerian domestic passenger flight Boeing 737-200 airliner from Lagos to Abuja, nosedived and crashed at a high speed few minutes after takeoff, killing all 117 passengers on board, and it happened at Lisa Town in Ifo local government area of Ogun State. Concerned that families of the deceased cannot pay their respects due to dilapidated road and collapsed bridges at Awela, Alapako rivers.
Without a debate on the matter, the House adopted the motion along with its prayers, which urged the federal government to establish a memorial fund to support families of the deceased involved in the accident to aid their travel expenses to visit the site, sustainable infrastructure development in the area by engaging the relevant stakeholders to prioritize road maintenance and a monument for visitors, encourage donations and contributions to help alleviate financial burdens on the families of the victims. Also urged the Ecological Project Office, through the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, to embark on immediate road development, dredging, channelization and construction of bridges to allow families to visit the site and pay their respects. Mandate the committees on ecological funds, appropriations and aviation to make provision in the 2025 budget estimates to address the infrastructure challenges and to ensure safe site access for families of the deceased. The prayers of the motion were amended and then referred to the House Committee on Ecological Funds, Appropriations, as well as that on aviation.
Those against, you say nay. The ayes have it.
I rise this morning under...
The House last week also entertained motions on insecurity, especially on armed banditry around the various constituencies in the country. Representative Khadija Waziri Bukar moved a motion on the need to address recurring terrorist attacks on some communities in Yobe State.
The insurgents on the evening of Sunday, 1st September 2024, attacked Mafa village in Tarmo local government area of Yobe State. The insurgents, riding on motorbikes in huge numbers with sophisticated weapons, paraded and shot sporadically, which resulted in the devastating loss of over 200 innocent lives, displacement of hundreds of people, and destruction of properties. Also notes, the suspected insurgents have launched a fresh attack on Thursday, 5th September 2024 in Bunyadi, the headquarters of Gujba local government area of Yobe State, just days after the mayhem at Mafa. They stormed the village, they stormed the town on foot, set ablaze some part of the government lodge and burned down 2 vehicles, including a bread factory. Worried that on Friday, August 16, 2024, there was a heavy downpour in same Tarmo local government, which resulted in unprecedented flooding.
The House, upon adoption of the motion, called on the military and relief agencies to provide safety and relief respectively to the victims. The committees on national security and intelligence, as well as defense, have been mandated to ensure compliance to the resolution.
Those against, you say nay. The ayes have it.
This is the much we can take on this package, and here's hoping we've been able to educate you on the workings of the House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thanks for watching, and remember that you can follow House Tickets on our social media handles showing on your screen. Until then, bye-bye.